Hey, what's up everybody, and welcome to Vivid Collectibles. My name is Danny, and tonight I'm going to be reviewing Sideshow's brand new Deathstroke premium format figure. This was sculpted by the incredible Martin Canale, who seems to be really interacting with the collecting community more and more these days. Shout out to him. He's done some great work in the past and continues to do so. And the rest of the Sideshow development team as well. They made 350 of these only, and to my shock, as of today, it's not sold out. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe people have concerns about the size of it, or it could just be the overall state of collecting these days. But for myself, I'm really happy that I got him, and I think you'll be happy if you end up getting him as well. It's a statue that's got a lot going for it. Even though it does have some slight negatives like everything else does, right? But we'll cover that in the review. So without much further ado, let's get into this. Okay, so let's start with the base. What we have here is presumably a rooftop with a gargoyle on it. Although this gargoyle to me looks a lot like Batman. So at first glance, it looks like you're pretty straightforward, concrete, gray base, but upon closer inspection, what you're going to see is a varied colors here. You have some greens, you got browns, lots of different shades of grays, and I love the variation because it looks weathered, right? You can see the moss on there. You can see where the rain's been hitting it. You can see that it's been here for a long time and it is weathered. You can see the cracks all over the concrete, and then kind of hidden are all of these little bodies and skulls that are littered throughout this base, especially the back of it. Now here's some of that great paintwork, right? The great greens and the little skulls that are all in there. Look at all these little miniature skulls and bodies. They memorialize the Teen Titans in this base. So you have what appears to be Cyborg. I'm not sure who this guy is. He looks like Death to me. Some sort of werewolf looking character. But look at how much went into this sculpt. A lot of great detail. A lot of Easter eggs in the back of this base. Looks really good. And I went to a lot of trouble for this. And I'm happy they did, because there's a lot to look at here. Especially if you know the subject matter. But look at how porous it looks. How weathered it looks. The top of it. That wing. Looks great. So nice job by Sideshow. I do like that it's painted gray, considering he's got such vibrant colors in the blues and the oranges. So the base really does a good job to complement the statue. So moving on to him. So you see the great work on the boots. You got these high boots. They're presumably metal. You can see the metallic blue finish on these. Again, the wear and tear. Look at all the nicks. It looks good. They did a standard job. Same thing here. You can see the knee guards. Again, more of that battle damage. All the subtle texturing on the pants. Good texturing throughout. And a very layered outfit. I love how these straps look, because you can see they're actually putting pressure on in the pants. So they look layered and realistic. Look at all the way the fabric is pulling from his stretched out leg. And you have munition pouches. Nice metal finish to these. Very, very nicely done. Again, I'll show you the other boot. Again, that's that metallic. You can see the dirt, the wear and tear on these boots. Very nicely done. The bottom treads look great. Again, some more of that armored knee guard. Looks very, very realistic. Texture is a common theme throughout here. Nice buckles on there. The belt buckle, that gray metal looks weathered as well. More munition pouches. Nice work. Really good sculpt on everything. Again, more of that fabric stretching on the back. You can see the subtle textures on the outfit. Look at that pouch. You can see the black. It's all weathered, worn. Very nicely done. Looks realistic. And then you have that two different silvers here, right? Like that's a shiny, almost metallic silver. And that's more of like a matte finish. The line work, the black line work does a good job to separate everything. This is a very muscular Deathstroke, and you can see all of the different muscle definition. Very, very nice. Back to that rib cage, look how wide that is. You can see the abs, the ribs. He's basically fully stretched out, so you can see a lot of the muscle definition right there. Again, that scaly silver looks really good. And then look at that by the neck. I don't know what you would call that armor, but that looks really good. Different dark blue looks good. The cybernetic-like neck, that reminds me a lot of the Cable premium format. And these do as well. His knee pads remind me of that Cable, which was sculpted by Martin as well. And then again, look at the damage. All the battle damage. It's painted so well and sculpted so well. It looks believable. Those look like bullet holes to me. And all the nicks on the gauntlets, the metal finish right there on those gloves. The gauntlets are a standout. I like how the sword hilts almost look like gun hilts, if you will. The swords are plastic, but they're done so well and they're sturdy. But the sculpt and paint on them really make them look great. You can see the serrated edge right there. Really not a whole lot to complain about as far as paint, sculpt, and all the nice textures and layers you get with this statue. The sword hilts, they look great. They also kind of match the sword where you see all the same texturing, same battle damage throughout. These look really nice. Again, the muscles in the back, really nice. And then the portrait. The portrait is great. Obviously, he's got a mask on, but it almost looks like he's got a very determined expression. You can see all of the different lines. The eyes are whited out on the left side, and on the right side, they're blacked out or dark blue, whichever. But again, look at the bullet ricochet, all of the nice damage on it. It looks really good. Great job by Sideshow's team. And then you see that, I guess you want to call it a sash, I'm not sure what you would call it, in the back of the head. Excuse me for that. Looks great. Now, assembly on him is pretty straightforward. You have the base, and then the two little swords in the back of the base that got to get keyed in. His two swords come attached to the gauntlets, the portrait, and then the bandana there, and then the sword hilts as well. As far as magnets go, for me, mine are good. They don't really move around much. I've heard complaints that theirs may be not as good. I have no issues like that here. Easy assembly. Now, he is wide. He's about 20 inches deep and about 17 inches wide and 24 inches tall to the top of that sword. But he's more displayable than you would think. He's easier to display. I have him back there next to Gotham by Gaslight, to the right of him and just under Batman Who Laughs, and he fits just fine. You know, small to medium box, nice straps on it, which Sideshow's made it the way that they do things now. But I really like the way this turned out. You know, as far as a statue goes, the paint job is great. It's got a lot of nice textures. The outfit is layered. The expression is really good. And the base has more to offer than you would think. Now, Deathstroke's name is Slade Wilson. He is the reason that Marvel decided to design a Deadpool, which is behind them by some coincidence. But he's basically the Deadpool of DC, and Deadpool is the Deathstroke of Marvel. But nice job, really. I don't know why it's still available. If you're thinking about getting him, jump on him. You'll be glad you did. It's a statue that's close to perfect. Obviously, there's no such thing. This could have benefited from, I think, having guns, because he is a mercenary and he does have guns. But I think it would have added to the statue. It doesn't take away, to me, that they're not there. And I get it. It's licensing. Also, it could have used on a mass portrait. That would have been nice. But in my opinion, it doesn't take away from this otherwise really great statue that's done from concept to execution and paintwork as well as can be. It looks phenomenal. And, you know, still at a reasonable priced by Sideshow. I like how they've kept things sort of manageable still, right? This is still an expensive hobby, but I like how they're still trying to help out with that. So I hope that this review was helpful, and if you had any questions, it answered them. If you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer. Till next time.